Hey everybody, Dirili here. Thank you so much for joining me for the very first episode of Tengu Otogi Zoushi, the very first game I have ever played by the company called HUNEX. And this game just came out recently, and I wrote to the company and got permission to try out a video of it. So I won't be playing the full game because they do not want the ending spoiled by videos. After I show them the first video, maybe they'll let me know how far I can go along the routes. So we'll see. There are no guides yet or anything for it because it's still brand new. So let's check the game out. There'll be more information on the game and where you can go to download it in the description. And if this is one of those games where you can add friends, then I'll put my friend code down there too. You can join me. Also, this game seems to be a really good value because you can buy all the episodes for only $3.99. That's the entire story for $3.99. And there are multiple characters that you can fall in love with. So yeah, that's a really good deal. Not like a lot of other games where you can end up spending like $20 per route. Otherwise, let's check this game out. You can just sit back, relax, and let me read you a story. A beautiful night under the full moon. The lattice door was open, and the moon showed its gentle light through the bamboo screen. Father, please let me dance again. I closed my fan and looked back to my father.
It's late. We shall call it a day. Go to sleep.
Father stopped playing his flute and said with a gentle voice, Just a little more. Father put his flute on his knees and opened his mouth.
What if you work too hard and get sick? You still have time. No need to rush.
Father was a skillful flute player and had a job at court music. I would trouble him if I kept him back for so long. All right.
Good night, Sumire.
Good night, Father. Father opened the wooden door and left. There's still time for the Gosechi dance, but I was chosen as one of the dancers of the ceremony held during mid-November. I was chosen as Otome. I can't fail. A court official fond of Father's flute nominated me. The Emperor is going to watch. It must be absolutely perfect. If I fail, I'll let my father down. That cannot happen. One more dance. My body could dance without any music. My legs moved naturally as I opened my fan. I am the most happy when I'm dancing. The feathers on my necklace dance with my moves. With this charm, I can dance without any fear. I had this feather necklace charm since I was very young. Is it a Tengu feather? Since when, I don't remember, but I felt nervous without it. Anyway, the moon is so beautiful. The silver gentle light beamed into the eaves. How wonderful it would be to dance outside. It was forbidden for a noble woman to step out from the bamboo screen. If I should do so, they would call me a whore. It's so late at night, nobody should be around. Just a little would be no harm. As I tried to step out of the bamboo screen, suddenly, a strong wind blew through. This was a bad idea. The screens made a racket. What has happened? The sound of wings fluttering was heard from outside. Is somebody there? This is your punishment for thinking about it. I nervously peeped out from the screen. I caught a shadow in the distance. Is someone there? No one should be here at this time of night. Could it be a burglar? Yikes! The bamboo screen flipped as the shadow danced in. The face of a young man was lit by the moonlight. He should be as young as I was, or a bit older. He was dressed in a mountain priest outfit, his long hair tied in the back, and with mysterious amethyst eyes. He was so handsome, he could have come out of a fairy tale. Beautiful. My lips moved without intention. The man stepped forward, and something scratched the bamboo screen. A wing? The man had a large set of wings. Should I say I'll call somebody, or who are you? Well, like I said, it's brand new and there's no walkthrough yet, so I'm flying blind. I'm gonna say, who are you? Who are you? I asked while stepping back.
Do you not see that I am not human?
He did have wings. Isn't that just an imitation?
No.
He moved his wings as he replied quietly. It moved.
Everybody is asleep with my spell. No use in calling for help.
The man reached his hand out.
I came here for you. Come with me.
Come with you? To where?
To where you belong.
You must have made a mistake.
I have not. I am here to take you, Sumire.
Why do you know my name? My heart pounded as he called my name. I pulled the strings of my memory, but I could not recall meeting him anywhere in the past. I thought he was creepy and turned around to run away. Creepy? What's creepy about him? He's quite pretty. Somebody, help!
I thought I said it was no use.
He pulled my arm and held me close. Let go! Ow! Let go of me!
You leave me no choice.
The man sighed and raised his left arm. Don't hit me! What? Pain ran through my neck and my body started to collapse. He instantly held my body. What, you some kind of Vulcan neck pinch? Let go! My vision started to blur and I passed out. There it goes. It's dark and cold. Where am I? I'm scared. I cried as I walked through the dark woods. It was long since I started walking, but there was no sign of an exit. Ow! My foot ached. It was stabbed by a branch. I kneeled down to see nothing in the dark. I want to go home. I rubbed my foot, still aching in pain. Stars were shining down on me as I looked up. I was in the mansion a moment ago. Well, why was I here? Did I forget about the boy already?
Can you sleep alone?
My father asked me in worry as I lay on my mattress. I'm almost 6. I can sleep alone. I'll have to grow up soon to support father instead of mother. Mother died soon after giving birth to me.
I'll have to look forward to that.
Father's large hand patted my head. Phew.
I've talked too much. Good night, Sumire.
Good night. Father blew out the candle and closed the door. What is it? From beyond the partition, there was a dim blue light. I woke up from my mattress and walked toward the light. As I reached out to the door, it opened by itself. The screen wavered, and I could see the duckboard. The garden is shining. In front of the lake in the garden, a blue flame was wavering. Is it a spirit? What the? Before I knew, I could see things others could not see. Dead people, ghosts, and Ayakashi. I didn't know why, but could this blue flame be an Ayakashi as well? Shall I go there? I thought it was calling me, and I stepped out on the duckboard. I'm suddenly so sleepy. As soon as I reached the lake, I became so sleepy. And here we go passing out again. I awoke to find myself in a dark forest. I want to go home. Nobody was there to help me as I wept. It's a child, and it looks so yummy. I heard voices from the dark. No! Countless red eyes were staring at me through the bushes. No! Somebody please help! I called for help, but I was alone. No! No! I held my head and closed my eyes. Then I heard wings fluttering.
Leave. Where do you think this place is? You!
Somebody was talking to the Ayakashi. I looked up to see a tall young man standing before me.
Leave, or else.
No! I don't want to die! The Ayakashi shouted out and disappeared into the darkness.
Are you all right?
The young man turned around and kneeled down. Did you just help me?
I don't want meaningless murders in my territory. Why is a child like you here in the first place?
I don't know. I was here before I knew it. From relief, I could feel tears in my eyes.
Were you kidnapped?
The man gently touched my cheek and rubbed off my tears.
I see you can see those guys.
Yes, I see them a lot in the city as well.
You have a talent for kinki.
Kenki? I blinked at the word I had never heard before.
It is the ability to see or feel things others cannot.
Did they want to eat me because of this power?
Right. The flesh of people, especially children with strong spiritual power, is the most fabulous feast to them.
No! You're scaring me! I reached out both hands to cling to the man.
No worries anymore. I drove them off.
Really? He was expressionless, but nodded. Great! Thanks for saving me! His eyes widened when I thanked him.
You're not scared of me?
Why?
I'm just like them, an Ayakashi.
I went closer to see his face well. Nothing was frightening, and his eyes were like beautiful amethysts. You are not like them. You have beautiful eyes like a jewel.
You are not scared of these eyes?
Not at all. I've never seen such beautiful eyes.
Beautiful? Nobody said that to me before.
I'm not lying.
You. What is your name?
Sumire Kuga.
Sumire. Will you be my wife when you grow up? That's a little sudden, isn't it?
Quickest engagement ever. Your wife?
Would you rather not?
I owe my life to you. I agree. When I grow up, I'll be your wife. I pointed up my pinky finger to make a promise, and his eyes glittered. Your pinky, too.
Like this?
We made a cross with our fingers. This is a cross of promise.
I see.
But I can't go home. What should I do? He released my finger and stood up as I drooped my shoulders.
I'll take you home.
Really? He nodded and took a deep breath. There was a big sound as huge wings appeared from his back.
Wow, he looks so cool.
Wow, big wings.
Keep this with you always.
Aha, so that's where the feather necklace came from. He pulled a feather out from his wing and put it in my palm. What happens if I have this with me?
Weak Ayakashi like those over there will no longer be able to come close to you.
This feather will protect me. Thanks, I'll treasure it. I grasped it tight so as not to lose it.
Which direction is your mansion?
He reached his hand out. When I took it, my body floated.
More dots?
I opened my eyes. My vision was foggy. I blinked several times and eventually I regained consciousness. This place! The ceiling was not familiar. I jumped up and looked around to see the walls were rough. It looked like a cave.
It looks like wood to me.
The lamp was out and the room was dark. The air is dry, so it's not a cave? I touched something soft and looked down at it. It was the fur of a big animal. Somebody must have put this on me while I was unconscious. Where am I? The ceiling was high. I don't think I could reach it even if I stood up. There's a writing desk and a fireplace, so somebody must live here. There was a thick bark lid, which looked as if it was an exit. A beam of light shined in from a crevice in it, so I pushed the lid and looked out. Am I in a giant cedar tree? All I could see were trees, trees, and trees. Cedar trees, which do not lose their leaves all year, were all around. Oh no. There was no rope ladder to climb down. Well, I guess you're stuck. The height made me dizzy. I had no choice but to go back. Where am I in here? I buried my head in my hands and tried to think. The face of the man I saw last night recalled in my head. Oh right, I was taken away by him.
So, you're awake.
The man from last night was standing at the entrance. In his hand was a bamboo sheath package and a bamboo tube. He shoved them into my hands and sat down. Are these rice balls? In the package were 2 mixed grain rice balls, and in the tube was water. I suddenly noticed I hadn't eaten anything yet. Oh, I'm not going to say is this okay to eat. That would be rude. Thank the man. Thank you. I took 1 rice ball and took a bite. He took a package of his own out from his kimono as he saw me starting to eat. His wings weren't there now, but could he take them out at his own will?
What is it?
No, nothing. The man noticed I was staring, so I shook my head. I'll quickly eat this. No, don't quickly eat it. That's bad manners. Eat it slowly. Then I have to ask him to take me back to the mansion. And what makes you think he would do that after kidnapping you? After finishing the rice ball, I took a sip from the bamboo tube. Thank you. The man was licking a piece of rice off his finger. Where am I?
Kurama Mountain.
I couldn't believe what he just said. Kurama was a mountain way north of the city. Did he carry me that far in just one night? Why did you take me to Kurama Mountain?
To fulfill our promise.
What are you talking about?
We crossed our fingers and promised we would marry when you grow up.
Oh! I remember the dream I just had. I heard from my father I was spirited away when I was a child. I returned home in the morning, but the dream, if what happened that night was the truth. You're the young man that saved me that night?
Yeah.
But you haven't aged. He looked just how he did when I was a child.
That's...
His face stressed instantly. He turned around and looked toward the entrance of the room. What's wrong? He suddenly stood up and lifted the bark lid. Outside the tree, I could see broad branches of a great tree. He walked on one of them and looked up. Is anything wrong? I looked outside the lid to see something black. A crow? No. It closed in on me in the blink of an eye. The wind caused by its wings made my hair flutter.
My familiar told me that a human had been taken to Mount Kurama.
A voice laughed above my head.
But I never thought it would be a young girl.
Perhaps in his mid-20s. His blonde hair was shining in the sunlight, his blue eyes clear as the sky.
It was worth coming all the way here from Mount Otago.
Mount Otago was a sacred mountain far west from here. Did he come all the way from there?
What are you laughing at?
The man standing next to the blonde spoke. He had burning red hair and vivid green eyes. They looked my age. They were both tall and floating in the air.
Hey, Kurama, why is a human at Mount Kurama?
The redhead spoke to the man in front of me.
I came all the way here from Otago. Answer the question. Did I ask for you to come? Say that again.
The redhead shouted in rage, his face all red in anger. Who are you two? My eyes met his purple eyes as I asked, still a little shaken up. You have wings, and you float in the air. You're not human, are you? I think that's pretty obvious. The redhead called him Kurama. So he shares the same name as the mountain? Just like I said, he has the same name as the mountain, and he hasn't gotten any older than the time we first met.
We are what the humans call Tengu.
Tengu? I opened my mouth in wonder. The Tengu are spirits of the mountain gods, a high rank of Ayakashi. Dressed in a mountain monk outfit, they have red faces and tall noses, wings on their back, and fly through the air. I'd say those rumors were wrong. They're said to be demons that lead people into evil, and also known as the GESO. You're a Tengu. He did dress like a monk, but he was different than what I imagined. You were supposed to have a red face and a long nose like a branch of a tree.
And that's just how it's told by the humans.
And your wings. I looked up and my eyes met the two floating men. They each had a pair of wings on their backs. The more I tried to think, the more confused I got.
She looks lost. Haven't you explained the situation?
The blonde man set foot in front of me. A moment later, the redhead also set foot, glaring at the man he called Kurama.
First, let's introduce ourselves. Young girl, can you tell us your name?
The blonde man pointed his finger and made a smile. I'm Sumire Kuga.
I'm Otago Tengu. There are some who call me Eijutsu Toro.
He speaks like an old man, despite how young he looked.
I prefer being called Chitose.
But Chitose isn't any of the names he said before. Oh well. Chitose-san?
Delighted to make your acquaintance, Sumire.
Hey, Chitose, what's wrong with you, telling your real name to a human?
There's no harm, is there?
Tengus are supposed to call each other by their mountain names.
This boy here is Kohaku.
Oh, he's gonna get mad.
Even though he looks like this, he is the guardian Tengu of the Hiei Mountain.
He grabbed Kohaku close and patted his head.
Don't touch me, and how dare you tell her my name?
Are you the guardian Tengu of the Hiei Mountain?
So what?
No, I was just amazed. You're so young, but you have such responsibility.
Tengu go old slower than humans. I'm older than you.
He spat the words out and looked away.
Due to reasons, he now lives with me at the Otago Mountain.
What is your name? I looked at the man behind Kohaku-san. This man who took me away must be a Tengu too. Yeah, what's the name of this guy that I got engaged to as a child? I am the guardian Tengu of Kurama Mountain, Yamabuki. Yamabuki-san stepped forward, shoving Kohaku-san away.
Watch out! What if I fall?
Then fly up. Your wings aren't an ornament, are they?
Kohaku-san clicked his tongue to Chitose-san's incuriousness. Chitose-san stepped back to make room for Yamabuki-san. I understand you're the young man I met back in my childhood. I looked away from Yamabuki-san's expressionless face and clenched my feather necklace. You remember I promised I'll be your wife.
I always keep promises.
Yamabuki-san waited for me for these 10 years. But I can't.
Why?
I spoke while looking down, not able to see his face. I have to marry an old friend next year. Our parents have already decided.
That has nothing to do with me.
And I was chosen as Otome at the Niname Festival.
Niname Festival?
A festival that takes place in November. I was chosen to be the dancer of the Gosechi dance.
I have no interest in human festivals.
A court official fond of my father nominated me. I let go of the feather and clung on to Yamabuki-san.
So?
If I leave him, my father will be in trouble.
Then I shall erase all memories about you from your father and that court official.
My body lost strength at his cold words. I let go and fell to the ground. My vision was blurred with tears.
Oh, I see. You've taken her to fulfill your promise from 10 years ago.
Chitose-san put his hand to his chin and sighed.
10 years to us is nothing, but enough for human memories to fade away. What are you trying to say?
Yamabuki-san frowned and glared at Chitose-san.
There's no use in believing a human's promise.
It's true, I had forgotten until now, but it's not right to break a promise.
So, you accept to be his wife?
That's... At least give me some time, until the Gosechi dance is over.
Some time, eh?
Chitose-san gave me a glance and looked back at Yamabuki-san.
No need to be so obsessed. What about returning her to the humans? No.
He suddenly had an expression of rage and shouted.
How bothersome.
Kohaku-san looked bored, as if he couldn't keep up.
You really went to attend that Gosechi dance?
I love dancing as much as I went to dance for my father. As a daughter of a flute player, I used to mimic him on the flute or play with the koto. Above all, I loved dancing to the music, so I was so happy to be chosen as a dancer.
I see.
Chitose-san seemed to be thinking for a while before saying the next word.
How about keeping this on hold until the end of the festival? What?
Yamabuki-san frowned.
You've waited 10 years. You can wait a little more. Pushy men will be hated, you know.
Chitose-san grinned while saying those last words. Yamabuki-san glared at Chitose for a while before looking back at me. Please, I need some time.
All right, until the festival's over.
After a long silence, he approved. Thank you. As I broke into a smile, his eyes also made a gentle look.
In that case, we must take her back as soon as possible. Her family must be in a panic by now.
As Chitose-san said, they must be making a mess noticing I was gone.
You don't have to tell me that.
Yamabuki-san said, and took a deep breath. In front of me, wings appeared from Yamabuki-san's back.
Sumire, your hand.
Yes. He reached his hand out and I took it.
Such a short time, but indeed it was a pleasure talking to you.
Get away.
Well, that's rude. Chitose-san saw me off with a smile, but Kohaku-san looked away. Ah, Kohaku, the traditional tsundere. Goodbye, Chitose-san, Kohaku-san. I held tight to Yamabuki-san's body as I felt my body float. The figures of the two men gradually faded away. Fading off again. I felt like I was a bird. Looking down at the forest beneath me, I realized how high I was flying. So, it's really the Kurama Mountain. I suddenly noticed how far I had gone.
I'm sorry.
What?
I'm sorry for taking you away by force.
I really didn't see his apology coming, and I blinked. Yamabuki-san did not speak much, and I never knew what he was thinking. He's arrogant, but he understands if you talk sincerely, and he doesn't seem to be a bad man. and I owe my life to him when I was spirited away. Thanks to your feather, I no longer was attacked by Ayakashi.
A feather of a great Tengu slightly possesses divine powers.
Divine powers?
The power of a Tengu.
It must be a great power to be able to keep Ayakashi away.
We can see it now, the city.
Amazing! The Heian capital beneath us was like a box. I've never seen the Imperial Palace before. In the northern center was the Imperial Palace, the core of the government and home of the Emperor. Around it was many homes. Especially the 2nd to 4th streets of the Sakyo had many noble class houses, large and small. Our mansion was too small to notice from this height. So, this is how the city looks from the Tengu's point of view. I think I should say it's amazing. I want to stay positive here. Going back and forth from the city like this, it's amazing.
Is it?
Yamabuki-san looked like he was stupefied. Like a bird, you could fly anywhere.
Well, humans do not have wings.
The daughter of a noble family is not even allowed to go outside. This is the first time since my childhood that I've been under the sun. Wow, I didn't realize it was that strict. I looked up at the sun. I'm not allowed to see any men except my father and my servants. My whole world was inside the mansion. I was allowed to speak only beyond the screen, except for family and servants. I would be scolded if my father knew I was speaking with you.
To me, this noble life seems so cramped, like a bird in a cage.
All daughters of noble families are like this. It was not only me, all of my kind lived a life like this.
Oh, are you really okay with that?
He stared at me with his purple eyes, and I made a slight smile. If my father desires. Yamabuki-san moved his lips, as if he wanted to say something, but didn't. And what kind of life would you give me exactly? Eventually, the buildings became close, and I started to see familiar buildings. He must have cast a spell in advance, because nobody noticed us when we landed in the garden. I'm home. Only a few hours away from home, I already missed it. I reached out to the screen to let my father be relieved as soon as possible.
Can I come see you once in a while?
His face was expressionless, but his purple eyes wavered. Aww. Was he lonely seeing me off? Oh, that's such a difficult choice, if it's in secret or okay. Darn it, I'm gonna save. And actually, that's been a pretty long video so far, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop here. I'm actually not sure if this is in chapters or anything like that, so I don't know, I guess I got to do some closer investigating. But it's been a nice little story so far, and I always love my historical stories. Alright, well anyway, like I said, remember, I won't be able to read this whole story as per agreement with HUNEX, but I will be reading a few more chapters, I believe, as long as it's okay with them. And you can play the game yourself. It's linked in the description. So hope to see you soon for another episode of this, or maybe in some of my other videos. And I'd be so grateful for any likes, comments, subscriptions, or shares with your friends to show some support. Thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Dirili signing out. Bye bye everybody.